Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. Today I was planning on doing a little bit of a history review, but even though I haven't been in the classroom for 5 years, I still saved all of my old lesson plans and my lecture notes and all of that. And once I opened them up yesterday, I kind of got lost. I'm such a history nerd and I really enjoyed teaching history. I'm so glad that I saved all of my materials, but man, I really fell down a rabbit hole yesterday. So instead of doing a history review today, I think I'm going to start that tomorrow and it'll probably go all week. So today, how about we just do a little garden review. Some things are popping up. It's growing so much faster than I was anticipating, especially since we've had multiple nights in the last week that were around freezing, but all of the cold weather crops are doing great. So I'm going to take you out in the yard and we're going to take a look at what I have growing in my tiny apartment backyard. These are the buckets where I planted my peas, mustard greens, and green beans. And I did have to put this hardware cloth over the top of it because I caught a squirrel trying to bury in one of them. And they are starting to sprout a little bit, but they haven't popped up through the soil yet. My valerian is going crazy. It's different every single day it pops up. And all that stevia. My comfrey, which I used for fertilizer for my other plants, it's going crazy. You can see my raspberries are starting to come up and green up. This I thought was an apple tree, but it's got all these volunteer plants in the bottom and they look like tomatoes. I'm pretty sure this is a cherry tomato. So I'll have to separate those at some point, but for now I'm just gonna let them grow. And this is a garlic. I keep waiting for the scape to come out. And then I just put some oregano in there because there was so much in my regular garden and it immediately started to take off. And these are my chives with a little bit of catnip volunteering in the corner, so I'm gonna have to separate those eventually. Blueberry's doing nothing yet, and that's okay. It takes a little bit longer for the blueberry. But my apricot trees are budding. This apricot tree actually has some leaves popping out. So that's exciting. And then my blackberries, there's more of them coming up. Look at this pear tree. And then of course my grapes, they're always, I think, the last ones. Both of these pots are grapes. It'll take a while. They're like the last thing to get leaves on them. And here is my greenhouse. So this is all bok choy. This whole row is bok choy. This is a volunteer beet. This is where I planted my beets last year, but this one I guess is stayed. So the greens will be good in a salad. And then these are my radishes that are coming up. Got that row of bok choy and this row of bok choy. And then all of this is volunteer oregano. These onions I planted last year and they never came up. These are carrots. And I have a couple volunteer bok choy growing in my lettuce patch. So I've got quite a bit of lettuce. I can mix those up with my beet greens. And I had a kale coming up, but it looks like something's eating it, probably a grasshopper. And then some onions. And then my volunteer cilantro in the corner. And then out here I also have some onions. I planted these last year and they did not come up. So I guess they decided to come up this year. Just a few green onions. And then I separated out some of my chives last year to put here for the next tenant. And then also some lemon balm, which is coming up. And check this out. These are the potatoes that I planted in a recent video. And they're already coming up. There's one. There's a second bucket. And the third bucket. So, wow, they really came up fast. I think I only planted those like 10 days ago. And then this apple tree looks like it's getting a little bit of leaves on it. And this is exciting. This is a rhubarb. So despite the cold weather and lack of sunlight, everything seems to be doing really well. And I do have a bucket out there with sweet potatoes growing in it that I completely forgot about. So I think at some point this week I will go ahead and harvest those, and I'll make sure to video it so you can see how I do it. So tomorrow it'll be the first segment of my American history review, 8th grade curriculum, so it should be easy to follow. And I'm looking forward to that because I'm such a history nerd. But until I see you next time, bye!